Welcome back to Creating with Kea, where I share all the behind the scenes thoughts and tips and tricks that go into being a content creator, blogger, influencer, which I am under the name Comfy Girl Curls. I like to talk a lot about Pinterest because I really credit it to my growth as a blogger and content creator as a whole. I recently did a video that was a really basic approach to the platform. I am planning to continue diving into Pinterest, but before that I wanted to do a sort of rapid fire 5 mistakes that you're probably making on Pinterest. I will say some of these mistakes were included in the introduction video, but I wanted to keep them all in one place here. Mistake number 1. Using Pinterest as a social media platform. The key to Pinterest is that it is a search engine. It is not a social media app. And that means you're gonna use it very differently. So to that effect, one of the things I see people doing when they have it in their head that it is a social media platform is just taking a cute picture, throwing in some hashtags, and calling it a day, hoping the people will come. But that is not how it works over there. And that ties into the second mistake that I see people doing, and that is not using keywords. So if Pinterest is a search engine, you want to make sure that your content gets in front of the people searching for it. And how are you going to do that? You are going to need to include keywords, which will tell Pinterest what your content is about. You want to include those keywords in the title of your pin, in the description of your pin. You want to include them everywhere that naturally makes sense. Mistake number 3, not using idea pins. And this is a mistake that I think is actually bigger than Pinterest. When all of these apps come out with new features, we are really hesitant to try them out. But if a platform has developed something new, they are going to want to make sure it succeeds. They are going to push it out as much as they can. We saw it with Instagram Reels. Idea pins are kind of the same thing. They've been around for a while now, but I think there's something that Pinterest is still excited about. They are still pushing. So when you create one, you are giving your content its best chance to be seen. Standard pins are still incredibly valuable, especially when you're trying to drive traffic back to your blog, for example, but you want to make sure that your content creation strategy is leveraging both. Mistake number 4 that I see people making on Pinterest, not using call to actions. How are people supposed to engage with your content if you don't tell them how? Okay, people are smarter than that, but still. Regardless of if you are making standard pins or idea pins, it is really important to include a call to action. Call to actions that work really well on idea pins are leave a comment below, save it for later, follow this account for more. On standard pins, I find that call to actions look a little bit different because usually you want people to click the pin to go to your blog or to your Instagram account. Some of mine are shop this list of camera bag purses, find Black-owned Canadian beauty supplies, discover the best methods for trimming natural hair. One thing I do want to note, however, is that I do like to mix up my pin strategy with pins that are just an image and pins that have a title or a call to action on them. Because pinners will engage with both of these types of content in different ways. If it is just a static image, a fashion look, or a hairstyle, people that signed on to Pinterest to maybe create a mood board or just look for inspiration are very likely to pin those. They might not click it, but they are pinning it to save for later. And saves are still really good forms of engagement, even though I'm not getting like an immediate benefit from it. It's still telling Pinterest that my content is good. Whereas the pins that have text on it, call to action, and titles, I find that those get fewer saves, but often get more outbound clicks, which means that those Pinterest users are in a different mindset. They aren't just looking for vague inspiration, they are ready to do the thing. The last mistake that I see people doing on Pinterest is not linking their blog. When I have the exact same image pinned on Pinterest and one points to my blog and one points to my Instagram account, my blog just always performs better. It's pulling like the metadata and all this stuff. And the Instagram link just doesn't have all of that in-depth, juicy information. And if you don't have a blog or website, get on that. Get on that now. And we're just gonna end on one bonus mistake, and that is not enabling rich pins. Rich pins allows for an automatic syncing of the metadata on your website to the pins that you point back there. This is especially great if you are selling a product. It will pull the product pricing and description into Pinterest. It's great if you share recipes. Just it's the next level of using Pinterest efficiently. So go do that. I want to hear which of these mistakes you are making over on Pinterest. If they are none of them, then kudos to you. You are doing amazing. If you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Give it a thumbs up so that YouTube pushes it to more people. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're going to be talking all types of content creation tips on this channel, from brand negotiating, blogging, gear I use. There's just honestly so much to talk about, and I'm just really excited to create more content on this channel for you guys. Until next time.